Hello, everyone. Welcome to our new podcast, When Movies Met Movies, where we look at a past year in film to further understand the present. I'm Jack.
I'm Matthew.
And I'm Dean.
Okay, so for the entire next year of 2026, we are going to be exploring the year 2012. Every year, we will be choosing a different past year, but we thought 2012 would be a good starting point because we just found many interesting similarities to what's upcoming in 2026. January is often a dry month for films, and it is currently 2025 as of recording this. So for the first few podcasts, we're going to be kind of cheating with the rule and starting with some late 2011 films. So the overall structure of this podcast, usually we're going to first talk about some movie news of the past and present before discussing two films. Sometimes these films will relate, sometimes they won't. But then at the end, we will be discussing both of the films together to see if there's anything we can see from comparing these films, even if it doesn't seem as if they're related at a first glance.
Yeah, case in point, today we have a classic Spielberg double feature, arguably the most classic.
The most classic of all the Spielbergs.
This is a thing that technically can be argued, that The Adventures of Tintin and War Horse, both released in late 2011, are the most classic.
At the same
of course,
time.
we're doing this. Yep. He has his new movie coming out in June, Disclosure Day. So we thought it would be the perfect time to discuss these. I'll just say interesting films. But before we do that, yeah, something we can all agree on.
Mm-hmm.
But we're going to discuss our most anticipated movies / TV of 2026 before doing that.
And we're going to discuss some news. First off, as you probably know, Rob Reiner has recently passed away along with his wife, who were sadly killed on the 14th of this month, December of 2025, in their home. We won't go too much into the details of his death, but his movies do mean a lot to a lot of people, including us. And in honor of him, we named our podcast in reference to one of his best movies, When Harry Met Sally.
Which I have not seen, but I have heard is great, and I really plan to. I've seen some other of his films, and I really appreciate him as an artist.
Stand By Me, fantastic.
Misery, amazing.
Misery is great.
I love Misery.
Princess Bride, I'm sure everyone has watched that movie at least once in their lives.
Classic.
And there's a Spinal Tap, absolute comedy legend.
Yep. Post-mortem, there's going to be a final Spinal Tap next year that he was able to direct before he passed away.
Yeah. What a wonderful man who lived a wonderful life that had a tragic end. But his movies will live long as we watch movies. Yeah.
And we watch a lot of movies.
We do. It is almost a disorder. I recently looked at my Letterboxd, and I'm not even going to say the number right now, maybe later. I cannot believe the amounts of films I have watched in the past year, but I thought, we are friends of at least, I think now, over 3 years. We met during college, and, I had the idea, we kind of all collectively had the idea to make this podcast and put that huge catalog of films we've watched to use. So I hope y'all enjoy. Just an FYI, this is an unfiltered podcast. We will eventually slip up. It is bound to happen. Okay. So just
I think we already have a couple times.
Yes. Yep, we already have, and we will continue to. And that is okay. We just started. This is our first ever podcast episode. We did a small test, but otherwise, welcome. This is the beginning. And yeah, I'm really excited to do this podcast and, really learn more about film. I think this premise we're doing is going to be really interesting.
Continuing on with another bit of news, I'm sure you've also watched the new trailer for Spielberg's new movie, Disclosure Day. Any thoughts, guys?
Honestly, I was kind of hooked. Maybe it's just kind of the nostalgia element, like he's going back to his roots. He's directing a UFO movie in this new age where we have official government videos that have been released of strange objects flying in the sky. not to put on my tinfoil hat, but I will say the lighting and general cinematography kind of leaves something to be desired, but I have hope.
Yeah, I think recently Kaminsky as cinematographer has like gone a bit too far. I thought that kind of like tarnished Spielberg's name in a way, but I think after watching these two movies that we're going to talk about, I think he did have something to him that I can see why Spielberg liked. But these days,
Mhm.
it does feel like Kaminsky is leaning more and more toward a softer lighting palette that isn't too pleasing and also a bit more gray, which I'm not
Yeah.
sure, but hopefully it works out overall. But yeah, this is his fifth Alien movie, right?
Yeah. I guess you can kind of be technical and count like Ready Player One or whatever as an alien movie, but
I don't think so.
I
I haven't seen it in a while, but
I'm sure there's at least one alien in like the background slop of various Warner Bros.
Well, I was thinking of First Encounters of the Third Kind. That's one. Two is E.T., obviously. Three
Classic.
is War of the Worlds. Great movie
Oh,
if you haven't seen it. And
amazing.
fourth is the movie that he made before these two movies, Indiana Jones and the Crystal Skull.
Oh god.
oh, true, aliens from that. I didn't think of that.
Oh no.
I guess
I have nothing good to say about that movie,
yeah.
honestly.
I guess for me, I am lukewarm on the trailer. I'm very mixed because there are some things that I'm excited for the movie, not by the trailer's job itself at convincing me, but some of the concepts and just this cast is stacked. Okay. You got Josh O'Connor from Challengers, a movie I
Mm,
love.
mhm.
You got this up and coming new actress who I saw on The Perfect Couple. I think her name is pronounced Eve Hewson. She's in the trailer a few times. I'm interested to see her role in the movie. And then you have Coleman Domingo from Euphoria. So I don't know. I'm pretty excited just to see this cast and what Steven Spielberg can do. But it did kind of feel like an M. Night Shyamalan movie.
I honestly can see that, but you know, one of his best movies is Signs, so it's a good sign that
Yeah. I don't hate
I
Shyamalan for the most part,
yeah,
except
that's
for
true.
Avatar.
I
But
mean, Science was shot by one of the best cinematographers we have. So there is that.
Oh.
It was shot by Roger Deakins.
Oh.
Yes.
Did he get nominated?
Anyways, yeah, I think my thoughts are probably the same as Dean's. Like, it looks, besides the cinematography, I think it looks like an interesting film. I think, like, Spielberg proves time and time again that he's, like, really good at crowd shots, and, like, this is the type of movie
Mhm.
that needs crowd shots. And, yeah, they all look promising, including that car chase that, we're looking forward to what the context is around that. So,
it definitely feels real, at least in the shots
Yeah.
of the news station and the people. I wouldn't say it's the most grand it could have possibly been, but it definitely looks like a professional movie. That's at the highest bar from Steven
yeah.
Spielberg. He hasn't fallen off a cliff, hopefully.
Yeah.
Well, honestly,
I
like it
have
does
hope.
feel like those like massive crowd movies are like few and far between nowadays. So Spielberg's like one of the few directors that can pull it off.
That's
Yeah,
true.
I mean, I didn't really get a significant feeling of this film having like a massive crowd. I'll be honest. It did feel a little small scale to me, which is fine. I mean, that's not a bad
And
thing to focus on
all those
characters. But
people in front of the news station, all those like
I, I mean,
people
yeah, it was a
monitoring.
good amount. It looked
Yeah.
real. I wouldn't say it was like extraordinary for me. Like I've seen a lot of films that
And
have,
yeah, but like
been able to do that.
I
Marty,
just say
sorry,
like,
never mind.
oh, go ahead, go
Continue.
ahead.
No, I was just gonna say something about Marty Supreme, but I think that's a little unfair.
Oh, well,
Yeah, we don't
yeah,
Ignore
wanna
me.
unfortunately,
spoil. We don't wanna spoil. It's if y'all haven't seen it and y'all are looking for great comedy drama, emphasis on the comedy for me, but Marty Supreme, highly recommend. Anyway.
Yes. Yeah. And I saw that Kevin O'Leary, he said that Josh Safdie wasted a bunch of money by not just using AI for some of the crowd shots. Which is a
Ooh.
very silly thing to say if you've seen the movie.
Yeah, yeah.
Anyway. Continue.
Anyways.
I did kind of want to fact check Matthew when he said that Spielberg has only made 5 Alien movies.
Oh, did I miss
yeah.
one?
There's a secret, the 6th one. And it's kind of a spoiler for the movie. No, it's a movie that none of y'all have seen, surprisingly.
Are we sure?
And the aliens only appear at the very end.
I think I know what you're talking about. Is it AI?
It is AI.
Oh, I
okay.
thought that was an alien movie. It looked like one. I haven't seen that. I don't even remember
Honestly,
if I have. I think I saw that years ago, but
it's
not fresh in
it's
my
good.
mind.
I think it's one of his best, but we can save that for the
Okay,
real.
might have to rewatch it in preparation
Yeah.
for Disclosure
Yeah.
Day.
Yeah. Yes.
Hey, moving on.
Yep.
Next we have Madden. What are you guys' thoughts on Madden? Directed by a completely normal guy.
Oh God.
Completely normal guy, David O. Russell.
I haven't
Oh,
seen
God.
it yet, but with Silver Linings Playbook, which we will talk about later this year, does he have a football fetish? I am not sure. But
Yeah.
for me, it was almost it seemed like it was comedic, so I can't completely, knock the movie for it because it could be just over the top. I did think Nick Cage looked ridiculous in a fat suit, and Kristen Bale looked weird AF.
Mhm.
I don't think it's the best sign that there's a teaser for this pretty much almost a whole year out, and it's already confirmed based on the trailer to be straight to Amazon Prime. If y'all
Yeah.
don't know, Amazon owns MGM. So a lot of their films go quicker to Prime, but even films like After the Hunt, which were not rated that highly, had a theatrical release before going to Prime Video and rental elsewhere. But this looks to be straight to Prime, I think, based on the teaser.
Mhm. Yeah, honestly, I think at least for me, the best case scenario for this movie is like the movie Air, which I thought was all right. It was like a good dad movie, but it didn't
It was
really.
a great dad movie.
That's
Did
true.
everything that a dad movie needed to do.
Yeah, you got a lot of scenes with a bunch of guys sitting around talking. This guy could be a contender. It's like Moneyball, I guess, in that way. A lot of people in high-waisted khakis, which is a dad special. But this movie, it seems like it's a lot of that, where there's gonna be like a bunch of cameo appearances from people who I have very little knowledge.
I have a feeling that this is just going to be another good Nick Cage performance, but a mediocre movie, which sadly Nick Cage is running more and more into again. Not really his fault, because he's picking more auteur picks, but the
But then you have
movies
Long
that
Legs.
yeah.
Is that his last movie? Long Legs?
Is it?
Can't think
Not
of
sure.
anything. I think there was something else.
I can look
Anyway.
it up real quick. Regardless, I think Nick Cage is a phenomenal actor, and even the projects that I have found terrible that he's been in, including Long Legs, I thought he did his hardest to give an amazing performance. So I love Nick Cage. I can't say I'll see anything he's in, but I will bet anything he's in, he's great in.
Yeah.
Are you looking forward to that
I don't know why.
Amazon Prime Spider-Man show? Spider-Man Noir. Yeah.
I might check it out. I'm not that excited about it, but we shall see. What about y'all?
It's one of those things that is just going to come and go in the great river of streaming properties. Speaking
All right,
of,
it's Nick Cage though. It's Nick Cage.
that's true. And Christian Bale, he looks like he's having a fun time. Chameleonic transformation, I guess. But yeah, there has been a lot of on-set controversy on this movie, which seems par for the course with this man.
Completely normal guy, David O.
Let me
Russell.
read off a little segment, just a little segment from World of Real about what potentially happened on this set of Madden. Sources from the set of Madden, Russell's long gestating biopic of NFL coach John Madden, starring Nicolas Cage and Kristen Bale, describes a chaotic scene during what was supposed to be only a 90-minute crew break. Russell had stepped off set for a while, and Bale had dozed off on a couch in full costume. Seeing an opportunity, the director of photography, Robert Richardson, decided to quietly roll camera using the house lights, trying to capture some intimate in-between moments. I don't know if I'd be okay with that if that was me, but who knows? It's the kind of creative spontaneity most filmmakers would kill for, but not Russell. He returned mid-shoot and instantly exploded when he saw what was happening. It turned physical with objects reportedly thrown across the
Oh
room,
wow.
and
Yikes.
Richardson finally yelled, "Our podcast is explicit, y'all. No, no going, no holding back." Yelling, "Fuck you, fuck everyone," before storming off set. And it also mentions that he allegedly punched a Sony exec at this year's Chanel Oscar party.
Oh boy.
Wow.
You know, he's made acclaimed films like Amsterdam. I think Amsterdam, classic of the 21st century, gives him the right to do whatever he wants.
Do
Obviously,
you think? Are you joking? Just to make it clear to the audience that you are not backing
yes.
Amsterdam.
My
What do you
tongue
mean?
is
It
in my
stars
cheek.
the best actress in the world, Taylor Swift,
Oh god.
getting run over by a by a car.
How do you
Insert
get
car sound
the?
effect here.
How do you get starring in a movie, The Queen of Babylon? I'm a Babylon stan. Okay, I will not. I'll defend that movie. The Queen of Babylon, The King of Tenet, and Kristen Bale and Robert De Niro, and you produce a movie that bad. It's astonishing, y'all.
Oh yeah,
If you're listening out there,
yeah.
I feel like there's a 50% chance you could direct a better movie than David O. Russell did directing Amsterdam.
Amsterdam. Well,
Well,
um,
I think this leads right into
yes.
our next topic. There's a lot of movies also coming out that aren't related to Disclosure Day or Madden. What are some movies you guys are looking forward to?
Who wants to go first? Should we go for each of our number fives first, or should we just go and say the whole list?
I think we should just go because it's not in any particular order.
I'll go first. So just FYI, we formulated our lists before this to make sure that there weren't overlapping films to the best of our knowledge. So yeah, but I think at least for me, my list is representative of what I would put regardless. My number 5 is Project Hail Mary. You got Ryan Gosling. I'm blanking on her name, the incredible actress from Anatomy of a
Sandra
Fall.
Hüller.
Sandra Hüller. She
Mhm.
was great in that movie. I didn't love the movie overall. I need to rewatch
She's
it,
also
but
great
she was
in
amazing in it.
another movie that also came out the same year.
I've not seen
Zone
that
of
one,
Interest.
unfortunately.
Yes,
It's good.
Zone of
Good.
Interest.
Zone of Interest. But yeah, I'm excited for Project Hail Mary. You have the masterminds behind the Spider-Verse movies and the Lego movie, so I'm really excited to see what they can do. My number 4 is probably a little surprising to some people. Wuthering Heights. Is it
Who is
basically
surprised?
Saltburn 2?
No, the audience might
Maybe.
be.
Was I
That's
mixed
true.
on Saltburn? Yes. But was the directing good? It was fantastic. So if they can dial back just a tiny bit the craziness, bring some of that energy, bring some of the craziness. But if they can dial back a little bit and fill that in with the classic story of Wuthering Heights, even if there's some alterations, I'm excited to see how it's going to be. You got the Queen of Babylon again, and you have Jacob Elordi from Euphoria. I will sing that every time I say Euphoria. Okay, I will. So I'm excited for it. My number 3 is Spider-Man Brand New Day. I have been losing faith in Marvel. I honestly did not like No Way Home, but we got the director from Shang-Chi, and as soon as they announced him, every news update since has gotten me more and more excited. We have Mr. Milchek from Severance, amazing performance in that. Coming here, we got Sadie Sink, the best actress in Stranger Things, and an amazing performance from The Whale. We have John Bernthal. The cast is enormous. The trailer leaked in shitty quality, But even then, it got me pumped. Excited for that full trailer to release, and I'm excited to see it next year. My number 2 is The Odyssey, which I don't have much to say because I love Christopher Nolan.
I think we're all
And the
looking
vast
forward to
majority of
the Odyssey,
Yes.
I think we're all
Agreed.
very looking forward to The Odyssey. I am
despite
pumped.
some of the costume choices. I think it'll still be well directed.
But my number 1 is a cheat. It's
Anachronism.
not a movie, it's TV, but you know what? It is so
Boo.
cinematic. Okay, it is gonna be. We got Hans
Hey.
Zimmer entering for the score and shot in VistaVision 70 millimeter.
Yeah.
Euphoria season 3, April. Get pumped.
You think it's gonna be better than the new Malcolm in the Middle?
Yes. I think that would be good though. I saw a little trailer for
I
that.
don't
think that'd
know.
be good.
It looked like every single Disney Plus revival. Bland.
I mean, it did, but I'm not
boring.
like it wasn't something I was gonna like jump to. It looked like Malcolm in the Middle. I don't.
I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that. The original had like a lot of really interesting like wide angle shots and a warm color palette that this one just lacks. But
I mean, no hate on Malcolm in the Middle for me.
yeah, I love
No
the
hate.
original show, but anyways, I think we're getting off topic. I'll do my 5 next.
We are.
Number 5. I think it's a movie that you guys aren't looking forward to, but I'm a bit tepidly excited on this. I saw the trailer live at Celebration Japan. This is The Mandalorian
No, don't tell me what.
and
Oh my
Grogu.
Oh God.
What?
Despite
we
how
prepared the list beforehand. I did not
Shocker.
know this.
despite how
This is
season 3 went,
upset.
I think Jon Favreau directed one of the best episodes of The Mandalorian, which is Chapter 9.
Wow.
It's the only one that actually felt like a movie. Yeah,
That is on my top 5 for
it's the
my
first-
expected worst films of the year.
Oh,
Yeah.
Hey, let's stay positive here.
Wow.
As long as it captures the vibes of season 1 and parts of season 2, I'll be happy. And
I can tell you that will be 1,000 times more of a TV show feeling thing than Euphoria season 3.
I was talking more about Malcolm in the Middle than Euphoria.
No, I know. I'm
But,
just saying.
yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, first Star Wars movie in theaters first Star Wars movie in 6 years. Gonna be 7
Wow.
by the time it comes out. So
Unless you count the
interesting to
Obi-Wan
see.
series fan edit.
that is a TV show, regardless. Terrible TV show, I might add. But let's stay positive.
But
here.
it's gonna be what Mandalorian and Grogu.
This is getting
like.
increasingly
Uh,
hard.
I don't think it's gonna be as bad as Kenobi. Okay, that is another
I'll eat
level
my
of bad.
words. Maybe it'll be great. It could be great. I'm not expecting it to be, but it could be amazing. For anyone
Anyways.
excited for that movie, I am praying that it's great and that y'all love it.
Hey, next
Good
up
for you.
is Flowervale Street by the David Robert Mitchell director of
George Washington. It
Under
follows.
the Under the Silver Lake.
Oh, Under the Silver Lake.
Yes, Under the
Yes.
Silver Lake, starring Anne Hathaway. We don't really know much about this movie, but apparently it's coming out this year, so looking forward to that.
I am
obviously-
not. Also, that is also on my list.
we have
Films I
one
think are gonna
image,
be
don't
really
we?
bad.
I'm very
if y'all-
intrigued by the one image that we do.
Next
have.
up
But
is
that film entered production forever ago, and it
Yeah.
still hasn't been released. It finished filming. They had test screenings like 2 years ago, I feel like, at this point. At least
yeah,
a
but
year.
it's coming out this year, so who
We
knows?
shall see.
We shall see. Next up is also an interesting movie that we don't really know much about besides the poster. It's In the Blink of an Eye, directed by Andrew Stanton. His first
Oh my god.
His
this is-
first his first
I'm being an asshole, and
directorial-
I'm sorry, but what?
first
Okay.
directorial. Hey, you took the Odyssey, okay? So I don't have much to
There's
choose.
more films to choose. There's 2 you haven't even mentioned. Okay,
Hey,
it's probably at the top of
I've-
your list, but
I haven't mentioned it yet. Yeah, so In a Blink of an Eye. Yeah, first directorial effort by Andrew Stanton since Finding Dory. And first live action effort since 2012's John Carter. That might give a hint of what we're doing in the future, but yeah, Wall-E was obviously one of the best Pixar movies ever made, so And John Carter was one of the movies ever made, so we shall see how this one goes. He's directed a lot of good TV in recent years, so who knows? Who knows? It depends on the script, I think, which he did not write. So I wouldn't blame him too much on the scripts. All right, next up is, as Jack mentioned, Dune Part 3, Dune Messiah, as it
Messiah
should have been called, but they're sticking with the Part 3. Also,
which, by the way, was it not right when it first a long time ago? Unless I'm misremembering, I could be misremembering.
I don't think it was
but
ever
I was
announced.
Like, I think it'll be Dune Chapter 3 or Dune Part 3.
Oh, yeah. Well, lots
you
to
never
look
know.
forward
They could
to.
call it Dune Part 3 Messiah in the trailer.
Yeah,
I think.
Or DUN3, like alien. Alien
like Megan.
Fan Force 6.
Oh god.
Anyways, yeah. Obviously, Denis Villeneuve. Unfortunately, Fraser's not returning, but Linus Sandgren's taking his place. Fantastic cinematographer.
Great last name.
Yeah. He's Scandinavian, right? If I recall correctly. Yeah. Sandgren. Yeah. Anyways, continue. Robert Pattinson, third movie of 2026 that stars Zendaya and Robert Pattinson, but yeah. Together. I mean, obviously Zendaya's in Spider-Man 2, but yeah, looking forward to Robert Pattinson and see what he does in this movie as well. And my most excited movie, or most anticipated movie, I should say, is Digger, directed by famed Iñárritu, shot by the amazing Lubetsky, and starring the great Tom Cruise. His first non-action role since, I don't know, since when? When was the last time this? Was it since Tropic Thunder that he has done like a non-action role?
Oh god. I guess Edge of Tomorrow. I guess
no,
I don't know if that counts.
That's an action movie. That is the definition of an action movie.
You got sci-fi. It has
historical. Elysium, I guess.
Sci-fi,
but like that's still kind of like an adventure movie, which I guess like Tropic Thunder is an adventure movie too. Like it's he's more playing a non-action part in Tropic Thunder, and I think that's his last non-action role.
Yeah.
So it's exciting to see the Jerry Maguire Tom Cruise come back. Also starring Sandra Hüller as well, if I recall correctly.
Nice.
Along with Michael Stuhlbarg. And I think for the first time since he lost his weight, John Goodman. So that's very exciting.
Yeah, it's a stacked cast for sure. I, for one, am excited, especially because of Mr. Stuhlbarg's involvement. But that makes two of us, I guess.
Yeah.
I am open to being excited, but I'm not yet excited. I was expecting comedic elements, but I was hoping. I mean, I don't know what I was hoping for, but I was kind of hoping it. Like, I didn't expect them to say in the title a comedy, like to strictly define it as that. And the way they did it kind of made me get Beau is Afraid vibes. I could be way off base. So if it is primarily a comedy with some dramatic beats, you know, as long as it has some kind of groundedness, even with its over the topness, you know, then I'll be excited. I need to see a trailer. So
that's fair.
I don't want to get my hopes up for a Mickey 17 again. So
funny you should mention that. Actually, I was actually for my number 5 most anticipated movie. It is also produced by Plan B Entertainment, which generally has a very good eye for good movies, including the amazing Mickey 17, produced by Dee Gardner, Jeremy Kleiner, and Brad Pitt. But I realize I'm in the minority here. So.
Wait, what is the movie?
No, I have not gotten around to talking about it yet. I'm just kind of rambling on about Mickey 17. But
what was the other movie? You said they had a good eye, and then there was another.
Yeah, what Plan B movie are you talking about?
I am talking about the ridiculously titled Teenage Sex and Death at Camp Miasma.
Wow,
I've never even heard
it's a great title.
Oh wait, maybe I have.
Very exciting.
I don't.
Yeah, it's Jane Schoenbrunn who made I Saw the TV Glow, which is definitely one of my favorites
Okay.
in whatever year it came out. I think it was
Plan B has a good
2023.
eye for indie movies, so.
And it's
We shall
co-produced by
see.
Mubi, so it looks like a very wild ride. It's a horror film. It's got Hannah Einbinder, who I heard is amazing in Hacks, but I haven't seen this yet. And Gillian Anderson, and they play, or Hannah Einbinder plays a queer filmmaker who's hired to direct a new installment of a slasher franchise like Halloween or whatever. But then she becomes fixated on the reclusive final girl in the original movie, played by Gillian Anderson. And then, quote, they descend into a frenzy of psychosexual mania. So I'm very excited for this movie.
We love a bit of that.
Yes, we love psychosexual mania.
Well, kind of. I'm half
I'll-
serious.
Yeah,
Depends.
yeah. But I loved I Saw the TV Glow, and she clearly has such a love for analog cinema and themes of queerness, which are both things I'm very excited about. But my number 4, probably not a lot of psychosexual mania here. It's 28 Years Later, The Bone Temple.
I'm excited for that.
Coming out in a couple of weeks. Wow.
It's very exciting. You'd think a January movie would not make my list, but here we are.
I'm a huge outlier where I was disappointed by 28 Years Later. And I otherwise, before 28 Years Later, I would have called myself like a massive Danny Boyle fan. Massive. And I guess I still am because I love so many of his movies. But for me, 28 Years Later was just the first time that there were some great moments, but then I felt like he wasn't doing the best job he could on it. So I oddly am
hard disagree on that.
Really
hard disagree.
I agree.
Bringing Nia DaCosta in and giving her a chance to show herself after the really good Hedda this year.
I don't know. I thought it was such a breath of fresh air compared to other zombie movies that had been released. And if you credit 28 Days Later with kind of revitalizing the genre, it kind of did the 28 Years Later kind of did the same thing for me, where it was just such a different take, oddly sweet.
Yeah,
very personal.
So I liked that stuff.
Yeah.
Very
personal.
I just thought it wasn't. It got a little bit silly, especially at the end. Like
the first one was silly too.
It's serious. Yeah, but not in a more balanced way. Whereas for me, 28 Years Later kind of just, it disappointed me. I was excited. I was pumped. The trailer was amazing. I love Danny Boyle. I don't want to say bad things. Like anything I'm excited for, even Euphoria. If it's bad, I'll be the first one to say this is not good. Which doesn't mean I'm correct, but I mean I am open to changing my opinion on something in both directions. So yeah, I am excited for the Bone Temple.
I got to see Hedda. I have heard good things.
Like incredible, but there's some great things to it, and I think directorially it's a good movie, a really good movie. It's fun. I don't want to spoil it. I feel like I'm kind of spoiling it by saying what I was about to say, even though it's the premise. If you ever see it, we'll talk about it on a future podcast episode briefly. If you ever see it.
Yeah. I am intrigued. All right. My number 3 is called Jack of Spades.
Is that the new Coen brother?
It is.
Not Coen Brothers.
Coen brother singular.
Which one? It's a huge difference over there.
I personally do not think it is as big a difference as all of y'all.
Sure about that?
No.
I hated Honey Don't.
See?
Y'all haven't seen
it. Don't for Honey Don't. Okay, I'm not even giving that a chance.
Driveway Dolls was fun.
Oh my god!
And even does bring a lot of comedy to their collaborations, which I think is good. But
which one?
When he works with his wife, I don't think so.
What's the film called again?
It's Jack of Spades, directed by Joel Cohen, who also is collaborating with his wife, Frances McDormand. who is
Wait,
acting in
oh,
this
but this
movie.
is the good Coen brother, and it has Josh O'Connor. I'm
Yes,
excited
it
for that.
does.
Yeah, Josh O'Connor, I think,
I've
is
never
my
heard
main
of it,
attraction
but
here. Yeah,
and
I'm
Leslie
excited.
Manville.
Yeah, I really liked him in Wake Up
Tintin
Dead
and War
Man,
Horse.
Mm-hmm.
which
Best part of the
is
movie.
also a mystery film.
We got a lot
Definitely.
about him.
That's true. And Carter Burwell music. He
That's standard at this
he is
point.
old, reliable.
Oh, reliable. Hopefully he gets that
Um,
Oscar one day.
oh God. Oh no. He has 3 nominations. That is less than I expected. Fewer than I expected, honestly. What a shame. But my number 2, I was worried Matthew would pick it since he mentioned Zendaya Pattinson collabs.
Oh, I know where you're going with this.
I am going with The Drama, which is such a fun title.
Which I
The
think will be
Drama.
released on the same weekend, potentially, as Euphoria.
Oh yeah,
If
April
so,
3rd.
double Zendaya weekend. At a minimum, double Zendaya month.
It just looks like such a wild ride. You know, Dream Scenario wasn't the best movie in the world, but it's a great Nick Cage
I agree.
performance. And you know, the guy has some interesting ideas. I heard this movie is kind of a mind fuck, which I am excited for. Or at least there's some sort of big twist, which I have not
I
spoiled
will
myself
not say
about.
on the podcast, but I have heard potentially what it is, and I am. It is both bigger and less big than you would think. So I am curious
yeah.
what, if it is true at all. I'm curious.
This makes me more excited, I gotta say. I just gotta keep myself in the dark until April, which will be very hard.
Mhm.
But the poster is very great. Zendaya has such a fiendish gleam in her eye on this poster. Save the date, April 3rd. So that's my number 2. And my number 1, of course, written by a man who wrote The Amazing Presents 2024. Highly underrated.
Who also wrote
And-
Jurassic World Rebirth.
You know, he has his ups and downs, and I hope Disclosure Day will be one of his ups. And that's my number 1 is Disclosure Day, as we already kind of touched on. But yeah, lots to look forward to in this upcoming year.
Well, what are y'all excited for? You listeners out there, what are y'all excited for next year? Let us know. Yeah, when we get those socials set up, which
Yeah.
we will plug in.
You can
We'll be
also
sure
leave
to
it in
plug
the
in. Put your
comments down
thought down.
below.
Yes.
Yeah.
Comment down below. What are your 5
Yeah.
top anticipated films of next year? And are all of us crazy? Who had the best list? What were the craziest picks? Euphoria season 3 is probably the craziest pick that
I
is
don't know.
correct.
I feel like I had the crazier picks.
Yeah, Matthew.
Yeah, no, I
surprised me.
agree.
That was
I
wild.
agree. That was
But
I was not expecting 4 out of 5 of the movies to potentially be on my expected worst list. So that's interesting.
Wait, 4?
oh man.
4?
Well, maybe it was 3. It was I mean, you
You're-
could go back and you could hear me audibly reacting to them, so you can kind of tell from that. I made it clear
both-
which ones.
One of them has to be Digger or Dune Part 3, so
Well, not Dune Part 3. That was the one I didn't put it on my list,
Yep,
and I'm a
Mandalorian.
little cautious. Even though I love the first 2 Dunes, but that wasn't it.
then you think Digger is going to be a disappointment?
Okay, maybe 3. I think it could be, but I haven't seen a trailer. Not a
Okay, we
proper
shall
trailer.
see.
That wasn't a trailer, so I
We
can't.
shall
I'm
see.
at like neutral on
Because
Digger.
maybe
I
every
thought
single one
Bardo
of
was
these
great,
movies is.
so I think he's still
haven't
got
seen
the
it.
juice.
Hopefully, we shall see. But I thought
Maybe
Bong
we'll all look
Joon-ho
like
had the
idiots.
juice. He made Parasite, one of my favorite films of all time, and then he made
Mickey
Mickey
17
17.
was good.
You never know.
I like Mickey.
Well, I like the
17.
performance. Robert Pattinson was great, but as a movie,
I will die on this
Not
hill.
everything's going to be like a masterpiece, but it's still good.
I will die on the hill that it felt
Yeah.
like 6 hours, and I was bored out of my mind in the theater.
What? You got Mark
I
Ruffalo
seriously
hamming it up.
thought y'all
You
were-
got Naomi
Y'all were like
Aki
trolling me.
acting her heart out.
I seriously
gotta-
thought y'all were trolling me.
Tony
with the movie.
Collette,
I actually thought
great
it was a
as
joke.
always.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh. Well, I love her, but not in that movie. I guess she's fine. Everyone's fine in it. I just
Stephen Yoon, serviceable.
he was
Kind
serviceable.
of a shithead.
But
It
it
is
was
fine.
it wasn't any
Yeah.
beef. It wasn't beef.
Well,
or
like
he's
true.
amazing.
he was a supporting character, so like,
Yeah, but
Yeah.
oh.
Who knows? Maybe we'll all look like idiots
Let me know
on
how
December
wrong I am
29th,
about Mickey 17
2026.
and that it's the best movie ever made. But
Yes.
Mhm.
Surely at least one of these movies will be good out of 15.
Well,
Mm.
speaking of things that don't have a release date, I think. Oh wait, before you get to that, one other movie that we should talk about is Avatar. Not
Oh,
James
God.
Cameron's Avatar, but the
The
animated
OG,
the
the
animated
legend.
Avatar.
Fuck Paramount.
Despite Paramount
Fuck
saying
Paramount.
that they're sticking with theatrical distribution, they decided to pull this movie from the theatrical release window and put it on streaming. What are your guys' thoughts on that?
Bullshit.
Fuck Paramount. I don't trust
Fuck
a word they
Paramount.
say.
Specifically, fuck the new people at
Yeah.
Paramount. I miss the
Nepo
Paramount
baby
of the
David
not
Ellison.
old, the Paramount of Babylon, the Paramount
Yeah.
of that took risks. Sonic now has 3 films, but at the time, people hated the animation, the trailer,
Sonic was
and
not
they
a risk.
redid the whole movie at Paramount.
Yeah.
Okay, but anyways, yeah,
And now
they used to make good
where they're putting it
movies.
on Paramount Plus, and I bet you the reason is because they probably considered it too woke. I bet you anything that's the reason, because there's no other explanation.
No,
They
there's
don't know
there
how
is an
popular anime is.
there is an
among the
excuse, I
youths.
think, because the latest SpongeBob movie kind of bombed, which
That's not the same
SpongeBob.
audience at all, though.
I mean,
It's
yeah,
not.
but
SpongeBob's for
to
little kids. People like me
Dude,
give
the
no
Demon Slayer
shits about
movie
it.
did really well.
Paramount,
And
like,
I was never
if
going to see
one
SpongeBob in
Nickelodeon
theaters.
movie fails, then like they're not going to trust another Nickelodeon movie. But still,
Such a ridiculous
they should have
comp.
given it a chance, regardless.
Yeah.
Which,
Yeah.
yeah.
I was pumped to see Legend of Aang in IMAX in 4DX, where the seats move. I was pumped for this movie. I genuinely. I had concerns, but then they announced the voice cast, including Steven Yeun, and I'm like I was
It's
so
disappointing
excited.
that it's not the
And now,
original.
even if it's great, I have no faith because now, even if it's great, it's going to set up a sequel that's never going to be made. So, and I have to watch it. I'm not buying Paramount Plus.
Same.
Fuck
Same.
that. Ignoring
It's
the
not
facts.
even on Netflix where they have the live action series that I saw part of, and it was way better than Shyamalan's, but it wasn't nearly the original, right?
Yeah. No.
You can't even put it on Netflix. At least it would get a larger audience. Paramount Plus, I can't. It pissed me off.
We were
It
so
pissed me off,
innocent.
man.
1 year ago, none of us had any idea.
And if it
that...
is because of SpongeBob, then how stupid of that is it for a decision? Let's compare this little kids movie to an all ages, not strictly for adults, but adults appropriate, right? Animated, almost anime style ish, epic action film. Sorry, I'm pissed about it.
Understandably
And
so.
they go around saying we're about the theaters and the theatrical, and this tells me no, they're
Hypocrisy
not.
is
They're
insane.
no, they're not about that. They're about pushing their messages. They're about pumping. And listen, it could be terrible. It could. If it was terrible, Avatar is a big enough property. They should have redone it and they should have delayed it and then release it in theaters. It should not be dumping on the Paramount Plus. You had this golden chance, not that it would make $1 billion, but to reestablish the OG Avatar. And they just dumped it in the toilet.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully, we are not making a TikTok account.
And who's going to watch Seven Heavens, whatever that new thing is? If it's Paramount
Not
Plus
me.
only.
Not
Seven
me.
Heavens, not watching it.
Well, moving on. Monkey Paw had recently posted something on Twitter in response to something. Jack, do you want to talk about it?
Yeah. So I saw this tweet. I've been hearing things for a little bit, and I thought it was stupid fan rumors, and it could be. Marvel Studios reportedly wants Jordan Peele to direct an MCU film via Daniel RPK, who sometimes is accurate, sometimes is way off. It might also be My Time to Shine. Hello, we don't know.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I'm just saying, I don't know. It's not the best source in the world, but here's the thing. There was a tweet by this one news outlet, this one fan news outlet, Cosmic Marvel, and the official Monkey Paw Productions Twitter reposted it with an eyeball emoji. If this is not true, what are they doing over there? But did they just let sneak out that he is in talks to direct an MCU film? And I want to ask y'all, is this kind of a suggestion of that? And then if it is, what would you want him to be directing?
Oh,
Because I know my
I
answer. I think it's time. Blade! I don't know if it's
eh,
going to be Mahershala Ali
Mm,
still.
that's like
I
a
think
trap.
it's time.
It's like
yeah, that's
Marvel
a trap.
can like throw
A,
him under the bus.
and B, I think that
Yeah.
requires a steady hand of a action director. And Jordan Peele's like
Yeah.
great comic guy, great horror guy, but
I think he kind of proved himself a little bit with action.
yeah, a
though, in
little
Rebels.
bit, but like it needs
And-
like a lot
And
more.
honestly, it should have. They got Mia Goth. Hopefully, she doesn't pull out because it's been so long. But they got Mia Goth and Mahershala Ali. Jordan Peele directing a Blade movie, I think would be great. Horror vibes, hopefully.
Yeah. I
If
don't
not
know.
Blade, what do y'all think?
I think Plastic Man versus Elongated Man would go hard.
That's
not even
DC.
Marvel.
That's DC, bro.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
no.
I'd
life
I'd
is
love to
ruined.
see a Plastic Man movie, but that is unfortunately
It's so
not
sad.
Jordan Peele. I think with the recent push with X-Men, I could see him doing like a New Mutants type thing. Like, hey, don't judge New Mutants based on the movie. That was awful.
No, I think it would be a good idea, but
Oh,
would it be an
okay.
idea they would go with after that?
I
I
think
mean, if
some
Sadie
of those
Sink
characters
is Jean
are.
Grey, which I think she is, then would she be involved in this type of thing, or would that be separate? Because
Well, she's
an
Jean
OG
Grey is
X-Men, but
not
she's
part of the
young
New
as an actress.
Mutants.
But she is young as an actress. So could they clarify that as New Mutants? Because you have the previous X-Men, which we'll get to in our next topic, also regarding the MCU. But just to head forward, like they are coming back. So would this count? You know, Sadie Sink, Jean Grey, and maybe other people we don't know about. Would that count as a New Mutants? Because we have the old Mutants being the actual Bryan Singer started.
Well, it's going to be
X-Men.
completely rewritten because like Jean Grey is Jean Grey. So like if she's getting recast, then like everyone's getting recast. Like,
No, I think they
so,
would in terms of
yeah.
multiverse. Like it'd be the MCU's version of these characters. You know,
Well, we shall see.
Fair
We shall
enough.
see.
Intrigued.
All right. Shall
Okay,
we?
but that kind of goes into our other topic, which is
Yes.
the Avengers Doomsday teaser trailer. And I included on our little outline here the first one that is officially released. But since then, there has been 2 leaks of 2 additional teaser trailers after that are interesting. So, but first off, what do you think of the first official now released Avengers Doomsday teaser?
Desperate.
Yes. It's
So bad.
Imagine, I don't know, Marvel gets such a pass for just pulling these really desperate moves.
I mean, it's
that I
it's
feel like
pretty
I would
much as
expect.
bad as somehow Palpatine returned. This time
Yeah.
it's somehow Steve Rogers became young again, and he's Captain America
It's
again.
not as bad, but it's
a
close.
miracle. It's an alternate universe. Oh,
No, it's
God.
not. It's the same.
Give
It's the
me-
same one because
give
it
me
was
a
the
break.
house.
There's just like a really small asterisk that we can't see, and Steve Rogers will return, and the asterisk feels.
Okay, I will say this trailer diminished my excitement, and I didn't have any, to below 0. But did y'all see? I didn't list it because I couldn't find it again, but I saw several videos. Did y'all see the other 2?
Oh, the X-Men one?
Because they weren't officially released. Yes, that and the Thor.
I've
Because
heard
I
of
went
the
from
Thor
Steve
one, but
Rogers being
I've
like,
seen
this is
it.
desperate and terrible, to the Thor one being like, okay, this wasn't what I would have done as a teaser trailer, but this seems to have a lot more effort put into it and actual stakes. And then the X-Men trailer. Am I excited for Avengers Doomsday now?
No.
I didn't think I would be, and I'm still not fully, but now I have a sense of false hope because it looks
Don't
great.
get your hopes up, man.
But okay, they've made terrible movies, but every Marvel movie they have done has been amazing. Is it the Marvel like curse? Because we haven't seen since
Ugh.
Endgame them make a Marvel movie. So when they go back to Marvel, is it suddenly gonna be near those movies,
I
even
don't
though
think
they've been
so.
making dog shit for the
Oh.
past 5 years?
Oh. No, it's probably going to be similar quality to the past 5 years because recency tells more than patterns, I'd say.
Yeah, it's the Marvel
But
machine.
did y'all see the
It's
X-Men
breaking
trailer
down.
itself? Or did
Yeah,
y'all
No.
just hear it was about the
it
X-Men?
is like nostalgia bait again. I ain't sure, like,
It
it's
was
cool.
nostalgia bait, but like the lines were actually moving. I was like, there was actual effort behind it.
So it's
I
just like the
don't
Like there was
Flash.
know.
actual effort. I was like, wait, what is this? Like,
Maybe it
why
just
did
seems
they
like the
release the Steve
Flash.
It's like
Rogers
the bare
trailer first?
minimum. It's the bare minimum.
Well, I agree with the Steve Rogers trailer. It was dog shit with the slow
Yeah,
music. Terrible.
Steve Rogers was just like bait.
Terrible.
Bait to the
That's
max.
what you lead with? Like, I'm like watching this X-Men one, and I'm like, why is this not the first thing you release? Like, I was like, what world are we living
People have
in
more
to
nostalgia
release the Steve
for
Rogers trailer
the
first?
Avengers now compared to the X-Men movies, I'd say.
True.
Yeah. Speaking
But,
of 2012
Out
movies.
after Days of Future Past.
Was Days of Future Past 2012?
No, it was 2014.
Oh. Oopsie.
Hey.
Anyways.
We will get to it when we get to it. But
Yep, we will. So are we good to move on, or do y'all have any other things about the Doomsday?
we have 10 seconds before hitting 1 hour.
Time for a little break before we jump back to the past.
Okay, we are back, baby. We took a few minutes. We are more energized, and we are ready to talk about some past news around this time in 2011. Matthew, do you want to get us started?
Yeah. So the first thing was around this time, in anticipation for the Christmas season, the Hobbit movie announcements came out. And yeah, that's something to look forward to in the next year when we talk about this movie. Also around the same
I
time,
don't know. Are we for sure?
The Dark Knight
We're talking
Rises.
about the Dark Knight Rises. Yes, yes. I thought we were on about the
Yes.
Hobbit because it's the announcement trailer.
Yeah.
The Dark Knight Rises, the one. It's the 28 years later of Christopher Nolan.
Very poor audio
It is-
quality from Mr. Tom Hardy. He speaks like this.
Oh no.
Apparently, if you hear the trailer, that whenever this came out, Tom Hardy's audio was unintelligible. Then when the movie actually came out, very interesting change that Nolan made based on fan feedback, which doesn't happen a lot, but something that did because of how unintelligible this very beefy but short man was.
Should have had subtitles.
Mm-hmm.
Or just have him speak in a different language. Have a French vein.
French vein.
Yeah.
I think Nolan's too obsessed with British people.
That's a DCU movie idea that James Gunn is thinking of right now. French vein.
He should stay Mexican
2028.
like he is in the comics instead of this weird British burly man from the time of Peaky Blinders.
Yep, it was a prelude, the Tenet 2020 disaster, where people could not understand what was happening in the movie because it was already confusing enough as is, and the dialogue was unintelligible.
And hopefully this doesn't happen with the Odyssey. We haven't really heard much dialogue from that movie, but
I think it'll be better. The trailer was at least, even through a pirating thing, not pirating, I didn't pirate, but like just on Twitter with the leaked, screen cam of the Odyssey trailer, the dialogue was way more easy to understand. So I hope that will stay throughout the whole movie, and that Nolan has finally learned that it is not a plus to have to figure out what they're even saying. In a movie. So.
Right. Well, shall we get into our first movie discussion?
Let's do it.
All right.
Tintin.
First up, as Jack said, we're going to talk about Tintin, or The Adventures of Tintin, as the full title is, or The Adventures of Tintin: The Secret of the Unicorn in Europe, where this
Wait, why
movie,
was it called that?
because it's about the secret of the unicorn. That's what the movie is
Am I
based on.
forgetting? Oh,
Mhm.
it's based on a thing titled that. Okay.
And also, like, the MacGuffin is the unicorn, so.
Oh, I forgot that they
Makes
call it
it
that. There were a lot of
makes it
things in
sound
the
very
movie.
episodic.
There were a lot of
Alright.
MacGuffins
Oh,
in that movie. Should I go first?
yeah, what are your thoughts on Tintin?
Get us
Okay,
started.
well, we are starting off with a film that I already know will be an interesting discussion because I thought this film, while not horrible, was one of the most overrated films I have ever heard of. This film was like Fast and Furious minus the epicness from a lot of it. That is one of the strengths. Animated. There were so many times where things just happened, okay, for no rhyme or reason, and I love a little craziness, okay? But by the final action scene, which is a one shot, which was cool in concept, things were just happening, and I completely lost any sense of stakes for this entire movie. Is it a kids' film? Kind of, yeah. Does it need to be the most dark and depressing? Or it shouldn't be dark and depressing, but does it need to have super big stakes? I mean, not necessarily. But then why are you going to have one of your main characters be an alcoholic? I'm like, you can't have it both ways. I felt like it was like an animated Fast and Furious, minus most of what was good. I thought some of the humor was very juvenile. Some of it was funny. Some of it was like, what are we doing here? And overall, I don't know. It wasn't terrible, but for me, it failed to deliver what it could have been.
Dean, what
And
are
the
your
animation
thoughts?
style was unnerving. It was
Oh,
creepy.
whoa,
That's
let's
all I
talk
have.
about that a
Hey.
bit later. Let's talk about that a little later. Dean, what are
Hold
your
up now.
thoughts?
Obviously, this is a movie I saw as a kid, so it's kind of hard to separate the movie from childhood nostalgia and the thrill of seeing it for the first time, having that sense of wonder as a little kid. But this is a movie I have now seen 3 times.
Whoa.
First as a kid, and then at a beach house in 2024. Someone put it on for the little kids that we were my friends' younger relative. I forget what relation, but she didn't really like it, and eventually we turned it off. So
Wow.
it's there's a crisis among America's youth.
Not for the TikTok generation.
Unfortunately not. But it is for me. I love Tintin. I don't know if I could necessarily say I loved it more on this watch, but it was just like a very comfortable return to what I knew was a great movie. Classic popcorn fare for me. And I don't know, I loved the silliness of it, which is something that I feel like blockbusters are increasingly moving away from. It was so sincere, not a lot of like it wasn't irony poisoned or whatever. The transitions were great. The score was firing on all cylinders. Andy Serkis is such an icon, and he brings the character of Captain Haddock to life so well. And yeah, the characters never really felt unnerving for me, but we'll get to that.
Yeah, personally, I love this movie. I think it's probably the third best Indiana Jones movie, I must say, after Lost Crusade and Raiders of the Lost Ark. Definitely better than Temple of Doom, and definitely better than Dial of Destiny. But
I can agree on that.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I think, yeah, this movie knows exactly what it is. It's silly in all the right ways. I think that's helped out by the script by Edgar Wright and Stephen Moffat. And Stephen Moffat, questionable writer sometimes, but I think tongue in cheek is what he's pretty good at. And along with Edgar Wright, I think that makes a pretty good duo. And yeah, fantastic one-shot action scenes that you can't really do in real life, but you can do in animation. Yeah, a lot of great transitions, as Dean mentioned, especially when Haddock flashes back to his ancestor.
Oh, yes.
When the unicorn rises from the dunes, that is a fantastic transition. And when they're stuck in the sea, and then suddenly Thompson and Thompson steps on a puddle, and it transitions to them. Stuff like that. I think there's something that he was experimenting in other movies that we might talk about later, that I think he fully realizes, because this medium allows for any sorts of crazy, wacky, filmmaking techniques that you can't do in live action. And that final action, well, not the final action set piece, but the Moroccan action set piece, that was like the ultimate accumulation of what you can do with animation and live action technique transitioned into the animated form. Speaking of animation, what are you guys' thoughts on the animation style? Because I heard some questionable things from Jack, and or
It was weird.
questioning things. Sorry, not questionable. I'm not dissing your opinion. I'm just saying questioning coming
No,
from your
you are,
end.
and that's okay. You are, and that's
No,
okay. But I
no.
stand by my opinion. Let me tell you that. Not the main characters per se, like not Haddock, which, by the way, just to clarify, I think I didn't mention this. One of my favorite things of the movie that I thought did work well was Andy Serkis. I thought he was giving it his all. Okay.
hmm
And he had the best humor, I thought, in the movie. I thought the animation of anyone that is not a main character, just the people in the background, like the
mm
opera singer and all the people, I thought looked really bizarre for most of them. And I got used to it as it went on, but at no period was I like, oh my God, this is what they should have gone with. I just feel like there are so many other options that could have paid a better homage to the comics of Tintin, which I'm not a huge like person of, but before I was watching this movie, I looked it up just to get an idea of what this was about. And I didn't really think it did a good job of like replicating like the original comics. So
Yeah, I guess at the very beginning of the movie, we see the caricature artist and he's drawing his
Hergé.
caricature of Tintin. Yeah, exactly. The Belgian man. And then he turns his canvas and we see the exact classic drawing cartoon of Tintin that, people have grown up with and loved for years and years. So I guess I did kind of think it was weird to be wedded to that classic representation of Tintin. I guess some people might see it as like a nice homage, but I don't know. Yeah, I guess I agree with some of the background characters. Like all the sailors seemed kind of like stock faces, just copy and pasted. But I don't know. I really love Nichols, the butler,
hmm
with
Straight out of the
his long
comics.
face. Yeah, and they did a really good job with Captain Haddock, and his eyes specifically I thought were really lifelike in a way that I had not remembered from my earlier watchings. And I guess are like a pretty common criticism of this style of
Motion
animation.
capture. Yeah,
Exactly.
for
um
sure.
mhm, Motion capture. Yeah, and I guess I don't know, compared to, for some reason I put this movie above like The Polar Express or A Christmas Carol in terms of executing motion capture well and not falling into that uncanny valley. But I don't
And
know.
honestly, for a guy that directs motion capture movies for a semi-living, I feel like Zemeckis did not do the full potential of motion capture compared to Spielberg, because
Hmm.
I think this like stylized art style, instead of like trying to make these characters realistic, like in The Polar Express or Beowulf or hey, is Christmas Carol that realistic? It still had like some realism to it that kind of like went into the uncanny valley there. Like I think the characters here just look strange, but like strange in a good way that like emphasizes their like character traits from the comics that I think
not
like
to me at all. It
agree to
if
disagree.
that's what they were
Agree to
going
disagree.
for, I feel like they failed for me personally.
And you said yourself you like the main characters though, right? That's what I mean. Like the
Yeah,
main
but I didn't
characters.
love it. I wasn't like, "This is the best animation style ever." It just was better than the rest. But it wasn't like, "Oh my god,
Hmm.
this is the best it could have ever looked." You have animation like the Spider-Verse film that are I mean, that's a I mean, no, they are both comics. Like Spider-Verse was kinda based on comics, and then this was based on another type of comic, right? And not that it had to be the same style, that's not my point. But I just feel like what they went with, to me, it was trying to be too some of the faces had, like, a weird amount of detail without going all the way
Hmm.
that I think is what made it look bizarre to me. And I don't know, it did get better throughout. Like it didn't look horrendous, but I just think it would have been cool to do maybe like, I don't know, like another style of animation that was closer to a comic book, because it just, a
Fair
lot of the
enough.
movie to me feels generic. And I get that part of the point is, oh, well, it's imitating these classics, and it is borrowing a lot from them. But I just feel like it didn't add anything new at all that I can think of that kind of overcame, that traditional structure. I
I
felt like
Not everything
I
has
knew
to be like
everything that was
novel and
gonna
new.
happen. No, but it wasn't good. I was getting bored. I was like, not that that's like it's my opinion, but I was getting bored by it. I didn't
Hmm.
think, they used it well. I thought the
Like,
pacing dragged at times, even
hmm.
though it was fast paced, it kind of dragged when they got onto the boat and then when they were stranded. And it kind of just, I don't know. I felt like the movie felt oddly small for an adventure film across the, and I think that's what kind of irked me about it.
Yeah,
I
I
think
guess
that
it did feel
adds
episodic.
to. Yeah, it is like a mashup of like three different stories, which I think it adds to the episodic nature. But I think the scope of the movie is like focused in a like good way that captures the nature of the Tintin comics. Like they're globetrotting, but I wouldn't say they're like the most expansive comics. The Secret of the Unicorn specifically is like mostly takes place in Belgium. They don't really trot the globe. It does combine that adventure with the caribou adventure that you see in the movie, and like it combines it in a way that makes for like a tight story because like it combines like Haddock's backstory with Haddock's introduction in a way that I think just makes for like a focused tight story that is not more complicated than it needed to be.
But I thought in a weird way it kind of was. Like you're right in that it was focused on not really having any subplots besides the captain's alcoholism, but at the same time I feel like it was a missed opportunity to really make it a super fast-paced movie.
Hmm.
And I just felt there were times where even in a movie under 2 hours, we'll get to it. This is I guess kind of for later. When I was watching War Horse, that movie is so much longer, and I don't think that movie is like a masterpiece or anything near it. I felt the length much more watching Tintin than I did War
Wow.
Horse. It felt
Wow.
twice as long
Uh,
as War Horse for
I feel
me,
like that's an
I had the
even
unpopular
though
exact
it's
opinion.
opposite.
40.
Yeah, exact opposite
Yeah,
experience for
but
Hey,
me.
I go against the grain. Disagree with me, I'm just
yeah.
saying, like, hey, I'm representing the people out there that are not saying this is a horrible movie, but are just saying it could have been so much more. And I forgot to mention it in my review, which is my bad, but I give this movie on my scale a 5 out of 10. My scale is very exponential, but I have kind of changed it over the more films I watch, the more I change it. And by a 5 out of 10, I really do mean that I'm just very indifferent about the movie. But I think there is a lot of good in there, like Andy Serkis, and I agree with you about the pacing in terms of keeping the story focused. I do agree with that in that regard, like the scope. I liked how it was small in that regard. I just wish it. I guess I was just expecting more from Spielberg. He's
Hmm.
such a visionary, and I don't just see him as some random animated director. If I was looking at this movie, and I was told it was made by some nobody, I would be like, as their first movie or second movie, right? I would be a lot more of like, you know what? They have a future ahead for them. There's a lot of promise here. But for me, I just kind of, he paired up with Peter Jackson also, who is the king of motion capture. So and visual effects. So I don't know. I expected a little more for me.
I don't know. So like what particular moments did you feel it dragged?
When
If
they
you had
were
to.
abandoned, I liked the flashback, but when they were abandoned in the desert, that was a bit, just from when they were on the
What?
boat to when they
And
were abandoned in the
if it
desert.
was
So
any
you didn't like
shorter,
the
then like
interlude?
you wouldn't feel that they were abandoned in the desert. Like how would they
I
make
don't
Yeah.
that
mind
shorter
them
without?
feeling abandoned in the desert. It's not that. It's just I was losing my attention. We've seen so many movies. It's a cliche, which is fine in itself,
Yeah,
but it
it's.
is a
I
cliche
mean,
that,
it's from
oh, at
Tintin.
some point in their adventure, well, it's from
Yeah.
anything. It's from anything, which is
Well,
my
like
Well,
problem.
some things predated
Tintin's from the
others.
30s, so
Yeah, it's
Yes,
not from
but if
Jumanji,
you know that, if you're,
the next
but
level.
in my
like
opinion, they should have known that, and they could have still done it. but they should have done something to further. I don't know. To me, I guess they tried with the flashback, but to me, it wasn't enough. Of like, I really wanted
Wait.
them to really. I mean, people are hyping up this movie like it is one of the best animated films of all time, like it's this masterpiece, and I'm like, I don't think it pushed things enough forward.
I
I
mean,
don't think it's best paced.
I-
I really liked the interludes did really well for me, and
Yeah.
you know, like serving as that counterweight to all the scenes of them stranded in the desert.
I guess it felt like a kid's movie. Like, I don't need to see a dog snorting and drinking alcohol in the air, throwing it up, and then having it go back into the captain who has a drinking problem, while he then burps it into the engine, making it explode. I'm fine with stupidity,
It was
but
so
I
good.
was like, what?
yeah.
And then the dog like running below the cows and sucking the milk. I was like, what is going on? I was like, what is this?
That's in Tintin, you know, and I think like not
Snowy's animation was good too.
every movie has to be like some amazing revolutionary thing. Like this is just
No,
a
but that's
solid
what people are
movie.
describing it as.
I think you're getting
It's
the wrong idea
Steven
of like what
Spielberg.
people. Yeah, because like it's a really well directed animated movie, like taking live action sensibilities into like an animated world that you don't really see with other animated movies because they're more playing with the rules of animation while Spielberg is like trying to push the live action
I
genre
don't know.
into
I've seen
the
other
animated
animated films
genre.
that have pushed things forward as if it was directed by someone live action way more than Tintin. Miyazaki.
I know.
I don't know.
There's a lot. I'm just saying this did not feel like, not that this needed to be some rated R adults only movie, not at all. But I'm like, it felt a lot of the time it was for little kids. And for me, it was kind of just, I was watching this and I was like, if it wasn't for the podcast, I would have turned it off after 40 minutes.
Wow.
I would have.
Wow.
And then you get to the end and you have the twist, which I guess it's funny, but I'm like, again, there's no stakes because I'm like, everything just happens. The characters are going to be fine, not even because of an action they have, but because some random thing is going to happen and they're going to be fine.
Like what random thing?
There were 50,000 random things in the last action. Everything was just happening.
You mean the crane set piece with like where they're dueling with cranes, like their swords?
No, mainly before when in Morocco. I was like, I'm fine with them survive. I'm not saying they should have killed off a character, but I'm like, there were so many moments, so many where they barely survived, and not even because they thought of something smart, but because it just happened. So I had no.
It's like a Rube Goldberg machine, like
yeah, it's like Looney Tunes.
Rube Goldberg machines don't necessarily have to have that, sense of danger.
But it is a film that is supposed to be about adventure, and it's the theme is this boy putting himself out in the world, right, and being brave and taking these risks, and standing up for what he believes in. And instead, I'm like, there's no sense of danger. I'm like, at all.
Tintin's an experience. Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
He's like a veteran journalist.
Person, but he, at least how this movie portrayed it, is that he solved crimes, yes, but it didn't seem like, maybe I'm wrong, but as someone just watching this film, they set it up as if that like this was his first big adventure. Like to the scale that it was.
You saw it in like amazing opening sequence, the adventures that he was already on.
No,
like
this was showing
that was showing the movie. No, that was not the movie. That was not the movie. He did not go like on a plane.
The 2D. Yes, he did. They were in the plane, and the whole thing.
He was not on a train. There was a train. There was like people getting murdered in the streets or an alley. No one got murdered in an alley in this movie.
And anyway,
I didn't make it clear enough because I thought they were showing things upcoming in the film.
He had like
and there
a
were
bunch of
some
stuff
things
on
that
his
were
map.
very similar. Then
there were a bunch of framed newspapers on
his
wall.
Map.
Newspapers exactly. Like there are a lot of newspapers.
This was not his first ever case. I'm just saying to the scale that it was, where he's being trafficked, basically, like kidnapped and going across the world to Morocco. It made it seem like that was at least the biggest yet of his thing.
I don't know,
and if it wasn't,
man.
then why weren't we focusing on the bigger thing that happened? That would have been
because it was the meeting. It was like the bond between Tintin and Haddock. That was like the main thing. because like
Yeah, but why
they're
couldn't they have included Haddock in another story? They just happened to meet on the boat,
Well,
because
and they
Haddock
happily
bounces
met.
off of Tintin. Like without
exactly. He's the
Haddock,
perfect
like
foil.
yeah.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I think Haddock should have been in the movie. My point is why couldn't it have been a different adventure that Haddock gets roped into, or he already has met Haddock? If you want to do the meeting thing and that whole plot line of change, then have him meet him early on during the movie. But like, why did that have to be? I just thought it was a little generic. I wasn't thrilled. I wasn't charmed, and I wanted to be.
Hmm.
I just felt like it was missing something. It wasn't terrible. It's not a bad movie. I'm not dunking on people who like it, but I will not, out of all the films I've seen animated, I will not say, "Oh, this pushed it forward." I wouldn't say that for me. So that's just why I personally
I,
was a bit disappointed.
I honestly, compared to what James Cameron does in Avatar, I think there's a lot of more
That's
good
not the
stuff in
highest
that.
bar
But like he's the highest bar in terms of motion capture.
in
And
motion capture, but I don't
yeah,
see an
this is
Avatar
a
film. I've never said an Avatar film is great for the story. I gave the last one like I think a 5 or a 6. It
I meant
wasn't
in
like
terms
I
of
didn't love it
directing,
either.
not in terms of story. I mean, that's like a whole separate issue. But like,
Well, I will say he has a problem now directing because his movies run for too long. The last one did not need
yeah.
to be 3 hours for what it was.
Speaking of
See,
things
this
that run
one,
for too long,
yeah. Let's get into the other Spielberg movie that
yes.
came out a bit
Any final
later in the
thoughts
week.
on? Oh yes, go ahead.
Oh, I think we can deal with final thoughts after War Horse.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
When
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
compare
Yeah.
to that.
Yeah.
Anyways, like I said, let's get into War Horse, the other Spielberg movie.
The other Spielberg movie.
This was a movie that he
Yes.
was actually very passionate about. Like after Kathleen Kennedy and Gary Marshall saw the stage production in London, they sent him over the book, and Spielberg was like, "Yep, that's exactly what I want to do." Now let's talk about his passion project known as War Horse. What are your thoughts?
Should I start again? Should I start? Okay.
You
Another
know? Yeah.
controversial opinion. Oh wait, should I go?
Go ahead. Yes.
Okay,
Go ahead.
another controversial opinion. Just to clarify, when we were coming up with podcast episodes ideas and we were like, we're going to do Tintin and War Horse, I think this is part of the reason. We were like, do we have to do War Horse? Do we have to watch this movie? It's going to be terrible. It's going to be so boring. It's almost 2.5 hours and it's going to be horrible. And like, no one talks about it. And like Tintin was like, oh my God, you gotta see Tintin. It was incredible. So my expectations going into both of these were at very different places. You know, I was expecting nothing from War Horse. I was like, do I have to watch this? I don't think it's even necessarily a great movie, but I am surprised how much I enjoyed watching this movie. There were parts that went on for too long, for sure, but I was never significantly bored. I thought the cinematography was stunning across the lakes. I was like, oh
Mhm.
my God, how many people are in this movie? David Thewlis, Emily Watson, Tom Hiddleston. So probably people additionally in the later segments that I haven't heard of or I have and I didn't realize it was them that are probably amazing actors. I loved the World War sequences. Oh my God, the first battle where they are in the weeds and they emerge and they attack the camp of the Germans, I thought was an amazing sequence. Even before that, when they were just meeting up and there was like this long row of trees, I thought the film looked incredible visually. There were too many cringe moments. And again, I'm like, Spielberg, you can be darker. Stop pulling back last minute because you think people will be shed. Okay? Give it as it is. This is World War One. I might have said World War II earlier by accident. Because it's World
No,
War One. I know that. Okay.
you're good.
So there were a lot of things that really frustrated me, but they pulled it back from what could have been greatness. Whereas Tintin, I wasn't that passionate about. But I can't highly recommend because of the bad things. But I really enjoyed War Horse for what it is, and I give it a 7 or 7.5 out of 10 compared to my 5 out of 10 for Tintin.
Okay. I guess I'll go. I'll try to throw some water on Jack's fire here. Just
Fire is
because
an exaggeration. I gave it a 7. Okay, this is not like one of my
that's
favorite
true.
movies. I just enjoyed it. I was like, I
Yeah.
don't regret watching it. I liked it.
I'll
for
try
what
to
it
put some
was.
olive oil in your coffee. Maybe that's a better.
True, like the Starbucks Oleato.
Oh God, no ads. No, not especially not for that.
No, it's
Uh,
not an ad because it will give you diarrhea. Okay,
that's true.
if they
That's
even
true.
still offer it, I think they canned it.
Yeah, but me, Warhorse, I just was too beholden to the opinion I had already made of it before seeing the movie. But honestly, I just kind of think this is one movie where, exactly like Jack was saying, all the cringe moments and all the cheese and the over the top like sincerity and earnestness just kind of like fell flat for me, and it was just like way too much in a movie about World War One, the war to end all wars. And I just thought it went on for way too long, especially at the beginning where it's kind of like such an obvious thing that happens. It's like we're watching a PSA. It's kind of what it felt like at points.
Oh my god.
I don't know what the hell was with the Rock, in that
Yeah.
scene where they're plowing. I'm like, it was a problem that they introduced right before. They didn't even need to do that. It was like they were self-sabotaging the movie. I was
Yeah,
like, why are you
it's
just randomly having him run over a rock? That didn't even need to be a problem to overcome.
gonna break the
They
plow.
had enough in the scene
Proceeds
before of like them
and
working to
knots.
plow the field. Like that was enough of a challenge. They didn't need to artificially break a rock that shouldn't have been broken by the.
Mhm.
So sorry, I'm interrupting your thing,
No.
but I agree.
No,
I don't
you read my
disagree.
mind. You read my mind. And then, I did kind of like that scene where they're emerging from the wheat, but then he just goes a completely different direction from it and kind of rips off Stanley Kubrick with Paths of Glory and all
Oh
those like
yes.
fashion shots in the
Yeah.
trenches.
Okay, but I liked the story with the two German guys. It was short, but I liked that. That was
Yeah,
what I wanted throughout the whole movie. That was dark. That was unafraid.
yeah.
That was
It
this
was.
is how it is. I liked it.
It
I
was.
was like,
It was
oh
so.
shit.
It's been done better in a lot better movies, I will say.
I mean,
I
And,
true,
agree.
you're not wrong, but like at
It's.
least it was
and
attempting.
okay,
It's
if
not the
you're
first
done with your
time.
thoughts.
I was gonna say it's not the
Oh,
first
go
time
ahead.
Spielberg has piggybacked off of Kubrick's existing work, but that's neither here nor
Well,
there.
one was with his consent, and this one
That's
was
true.
not.
Yes, yes.
And I think that goes into my thoughts about this movie. I thought this movie is everything people say is wrong with Spielberg. It was schmaltzy as hell. It was
Mhm.
trying to tug at your heartstrings with a horse that can't act, and they were acting like this horse was Jesus Christ himself. Like, what the heck? This guy should have married the horse with how much he cared about this horse. And
Oh,
It
like,
should have been like some weird
what the hell?
messed up mental illness erotica, like
Yeah,
this
we
person's
needed
disturbed.
dream sequence where the horse is like dressed up as a
that would have
bride.
been like more interesting than whatever this was, because like it told a heroic odyssey through World War one of the most deadliest wars, and they try to like, I don't know, they try to like treat it as a story of camaraderie in a weird way. And like the way the music is like, it's like one of the most generic John Williams scores. And I think Kaminsky, I must give him credit, it does not look like Disclosure Day, where everything is like
It looks great. I didn't
blown
know
I
the
like
out.
the way it looks.
cinematographer. The final
think
shot of him
it looks
going through
good,
the house with the
but
sunset, you can't tell me that
I
wasn't
think the
stunning.
way the pictures like try to manipulate your emotions like is just no dog.
Well, no,
That is
I
a
thought it
no
was just
dog for
nice. I
me.
thought it was. What do you mean though? Like I
Like,
thought just because it looks good, like it's
no,
it
not
shows the beauty and the horror of World War One, which I liked. It was realistic.
does it
wasn't
really
some
show that
artificial-
much?
What was the beauty of World War One exactly? Like,
No,
is
not
that-
the
There is
beauty.
no beauty in World War One. There is no beauty in the
No.
deadliest
That's not
human
what I mean.
conflict.
That's not what I mean. What I mean is
It's World War
that when the
II.
war happens. No. What I mean is when the
Oh.
war happens, it's not like the universe suddenly says, everything's gonna look gloom and doom.
And
That's not how it
when they
works.
got to the
And it
trenches,
shows
it
what
kind of
they're
did.
fighting for.
Yeah,
It shows what
like
they're fighting for.
the scene with
That
the
there is
gas.
beauty in the world still.
I did
I
not.
like the scene with the gas.
The gas was just introduced
Well,
as
I'm
such
trying to
a
think.
magical element.
Like, oh boy, here comes the
I don't think it
gas.
was magical though. It was showing they had the gas. It was like anything can happen.
It's like,
You weren't expecting
oh,
it.
it's World
And then
War
you
One.
get through all
We
this
have to
shit,
put
and then
gas
the
in
gas
there,
happened.
you know?
Greatest hits of
No,
World War
but
One.
And we have to blind the
showing
kid
World
so
War
that
I.
the
It was
kid
like,
can tell the general that is his horse, because the horse has an arrow on his head and four socks on his feet.
well,
You
that
can't
was
actually
maybe
see
the
until
worst
you
scene of the whole
clean
movie.
the horse off, and it turns out to actually be his horse. Like, what?
Okay, well, that was one of the worst scenes of all time. I'm not denying that.
See?
Okay, that scene
Miracle.
was fucking trash.
Jesus.
Okay?
Jesus horse.
There's things about this movie to me, even though I liked it, that are fucking trash. I'm just shocked I liked it at all. I was entertained. I thought the gas was a cool thing because of the way that he went through so much, and then that's how dangerous World War One was. That you go through all this shit and just to be gassed.
Yeah, but like,
and it was
you
a
see
terrible
that
invention
in
that they were
a
able
lot
to.
of other better movies, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, you do, but I don't see the problem with them bringing it up. It wasn't
Well,
like
it was
know, it
done
was
so
showing
that they
World
could
War One.
blind the
Like,
kid, so that the kid
It was a plot
can-
device.
Yeah, it's a plot device, exactly.
Okay, well,
And
no,
it's like in the
okay,
Hunger
well, that
Games
Yeah,
with the
like-
I do
mist.
have a
Yeah,
problem.
he
It's
didn't
Hunger
really like
Games mist.
get blinded from it permanently. He just got like a
Mhm.
scar.
But that's not, yeah, but that's
it's-
my problem with the bad scene. That's not my problem with the scene itself where the gas is introduced. I don't like what they did with it, but I don't mind the scene where he gets gassed itself. I don't like where they took it right after that, but I thought the one scene was well
Yeah,
shot.
you can't
I
deny
thought it
that
was a
like
good scene
he
before
directs
what
well,
they
but
did
like
with it.
the intention of these shots is like what I have a problem with. It's used to like
Well, that's the
tell
story.
the most.
That's the story. That's
But,
the
like,
script. Which
Yeah,
is
but like
terrible.
he's directing the script that he wanted to do, first of all, because he wanted to
Mhm.
do.
Which is ridiculous. I don't know how this didn't have a third draft.
I don't
think
get it.
the
But, like,
director
it
and the subject matter
feeds-
don't mix.
It feeds
Okay.
into Spielberg's sensibilities, which I think is why he went with the script, because like he likes schmaltz, he likes sincerity, and
Mhm.
sometimes it works. Like, I mean, E.T. is like a very sentimental movie. Like, The Terminal is somehow, I don't know, weirdly moving. It's really stupid, but it's really moving in like some ways, which I think I can't really say with this movie, because the horse
Mhm.
is just not something you can bounce emotions off of, you know? And they
Mhm.
treat him like he's
Okay, that's
Jesus.
true.
They should have
Like
killed him.
E.T.
I gotta say.
Oh my god!
I
Like, I
wanted them to kill
wouldn't
the
go
horse.
that
I
far,
wanted them to kill
but
the
like
horse.
you know, E.T. is a very emotive creature.
No, it would have been a better ending. It would have been
And-
better. Although I liked the scene after
and the
where
kid-
they were at the bedding and it came
Oh.
full circle with the guy
Yeah.
from the
You know,
girl.
Like, this is
So
basically
I liked
E.T.
I
with
like-
horses, you know? Like, but the thing with E.T. that works is that it's an actual kid that had
Mhm.
divorced parents that makes, like, and E.T. is actually emotive. But, like, this horse,
Well, this is no ET, okay? I'm not claiming that.
Yeah.
But, like,
Okay,
this
I gave
horse
it a 7 out
has
of 10.
no
as I liked it.
emotion.
There's a lot of
And this
great-
kid is, like, 16 or 17? And, like, he acts like he's the
to
kid
me-
from E.T.
It's bad. It's bad. When the film worked the best for me is when it was using the horse as a way to tell these interconnected short stories of World War One.
I would have liked
That's
it,
when it
yeah.
worked
If the whole movie had
most
been
for
like
me is in the
that.
middle.
Yeah.
Mhm.
If it wasn't
Where they were
focused
showing
on
the
the
tale of
Jesus
the
horse, I
grandfather
think
and the
there is something
daughter.
there.
And how
There's
they were-
something
Yeah,
there, but
it's-
like the horse just is like the most schmaltzy, nothing Jesus Gary Stu character of all time, you know? Like,
Gary Stu, that's good.
he somehow survives getting tetanus from barbed wire. He somehow survives pulling up artillery despite the other stronger horse getting fucking knocked out. He somehow tills the fucking lawn or the fucking field when no other horse could. Okay, how they got the horse is also like really stupid. Like, why the fuck did that dad choose the
Well,
horse?
the dad was a drunk.
Yeah,
and
but
he
like
bet it.
still,
'Cause he
And
was
like David
dumb.
Thewlis
Yeah.
is like, or like Spielberg shoots Thewlis like he's like this very bad guy, but like Thewlis is right. Like, why did he choose this fucking horse? I'm,
Well, I think Clueless was trying to edge him on. That's what you missed, is they had a rivalry, and he kept upping his
well,
thing.
I mean, it
He
was a
never
very
wanted the
good
horse to be
racehorse,
crazy
but it's
big,
not a
yeah.
very good workhorse, you know? You know, like Thewlis wants a racing horse because he's rich and he can afford stuff like that. But then this guy is like randomly betting on the horse for no reason except for the plot, you know?
But he was a drunk. He was an alcoholic. So I'm not gonna be like, oh, he was such a smart guy that made a stupid decision. I'm like, this dude was an alcoholic being pressured by the terrible
And then he
economics of living in World
tries
War
to
I.
kill this Jesus Christ
With dying
horse.
resources.
And
that was a little ridiculous.
Tries to sacrifice his
Sad
life
too.
to see this
Okay,
fucking
okay.
horse. I'm sorry, this movie
I mean,
is
yes,
too
there was all
stupid.
this terrible things.
You should have.
It was stupid, but here's my thing. I expected it to be stupid. We're talking Steven Spielberg here. He has made some stupid shit. This might be the top, but no, Tintin's the top. Tintin's the top.
Yeah, but like,
but this was pretty
boo.
dumb too. But I liked a lot of the other things. But it did make me pissed because I was like, this could have been an amazing movie, and it was so bad in areas, unrealistically. So
How
for
does
no
it get a
reason,
7
that
then?
it dropped me all the way to a 7 because the cinematography. I have a few things. The cinematography was stunning. Okay, you can't deny that. I know there's problems with the movie. It looked amazing visually.
I
It
mean,
looked great.
sure, but
There were so many great shots. Okay. I liked the short stories in the middle. Okay. I liked the tale of the two brothers, even if it's ripped off from something else. I liked it. I liked the part with the grandfather and the daughter. I thought
oh
that was a
no,
good story.
that was like
I
the
wish that
most
was more of
generic
the movie.
It went on
World
way
War
too
story.
long.
Yeah, I think the part with the brothers
It
is
was
pretty
generic, but
good,
it
but
was
like,
it was generic, but I felt moved. I thought the acting by the girl and the guy was
and I think
good.
like
I
the
did.
plot
Yes,
If
with,
it was any other
oh,
actors, it would have been bad. But
I don't
I
know.
actually liked the girl. You have so many of these movies where the little girl is like cringe AF, and I was like, oh, I actually was like, I like that. It wasn't like groundbreaking, but I really enjoyed that plot line.
I
I
don't
thought it
know.
was interesting.
I
See
don't
where the
know. That
economics
is
of it.
like the pinnacle of Spielberg
And then
schmaltz.
I thought, even though there were so many schmaltzy moments at the end, I liked the World War stuff around the terrible moment. And I thought they were really cool to see. Do I think Steven Spielberg could have made a 10 out of 10 World War I movie? And am I baffled as to why he made this? Yes. But I think it has elements that you could see, oh man, wouldn't it have been great if he just directed a straight up World War I movie and not this?
I
So is that a compliment towards this movie too much? Do I understand why he made this
I
script?
don't know.
No. But I was expecting a dumpster fire, and for the most part, I was thoroughly engaged. Okay.
Okay.
And I thought it depicted World War I good enough. Did I think it could have been depicted better? Hell yes. But I thought there's a lot of things that were great. I thought there were a lot of terrible things, but I thought it looked very cinematic. Okay. I did think the boy was crazy in love with the horse. It was weird. But I did like how Tom Hiddleston respected the horse. I
Okay.
thought that was more realistic
Yeah, Tom.
than the kid.
Okay, I like Tom Hiddleston's story, but I don't like how he
It was too
interacts
short. but it
with
was
his
good.
kid. Like, what? I promised to return this horse on a loan? Like, I'm sorry. His relationship with the kid was also kind of
Yeah.
weird. But
was kind of a
I
lie.
must say,
But it was like
Lie.
one scene. It was the fact that he saw these animals as, he understood the bond he had, as in where a lot of war generals will have a horse, especially in the olden times, like World War I. They'll have their horse. You know what I mean? I thought it made sense. Do I understand why the kid loved the horse so much? No. But I will say, it was clear they were a poor family and the kid didn't have much. So it was kind of like the only thing
well,
he had.
the thing
in
is, he
my mind.
fell in love with the horse the moment it's born. Like, what? He didn't even own the horse.
Because he was
He
viewing,
didn't even
he was seeing
I'm sorry, this movie is so
Okay, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. But
Jesus
I'm
Lord.
just saying there were good things. You can't tell me every scene was terrible.
No,
Every
of
Yeah,
moment
course
was
not.
I
terrible.
like the
Like,
I
transitions.
thought it looked
Speaking of the
stunning.
transitions in Tintin,
yeah,
there was a lot of that
That's
good
not
stuff
all
going
movie
on
pieces,
here.
but I thought it had a little
With
more.
the
I thought the
sweater.
performances were good. I like Emily
Yeah,
like I
Emily
feel like
Watson's
that was
sweater.
the only moment, right, with that type of
Yeah,
transition.
I think so.
Tintin did a
Yeah.
lot more with that. I can see like that he's working on these movies at the same time, you know.
Yeah.
But it feels
Yeah, and both were not as good as they should have been. It really shows. I'm like, don't do that
I
because
don't know.
now Tintin for me could have been way more. This I
And
liked thoroughly. Like I enjoyed it, but it
he's
could have
done
been way
multiple
more.
movies at the same time before, you know. It's not his first rodeo. But he did
Yeah, but clearly he took
Schindler's
too
List and
much. You know, he's trying to do a
Jurassic
World
Park,
War
two of
One
his like
epic
best movies.
and an adventure epic.
At the same time, he also did Catch Me If You Can and Minority Report, I think, at the same time as well.
But
That sounds
Minority
right.
Report was
Yeah.
just okay.
Ready Player One and The
That I
Post.
can see
Oh, that
wasn't
was at the same
great.
time?
I kind of still
Okay.
think he should have made those.
Oh, God.
Unfortunately.
I still haven't seen The
Wait,
Post.
maybe
Well,
no. It's
I don't know. Neither of these films wowed me. I'm not highly recommending either. I'm just saying I thought I was going to hate War Horse and y'all were hyping up Tintin and I thought Tintin was generic and I thought this was generic, but there was a lot of good things that I enjoyed watching it.
hmm.
Okay? I was like I didn't regret my time and I won't back off that this felt shorter to me than Tintin. I don't know how because it was 30 minutes
Hard
longer.
disagree.
But it
Hard
felt shorter to
disagree.
me. Was it longer than 30 minutes? What's the time difference? Like, isn't
It's
it
like
like
2
40?
hours and 30 minutes, this movie, I'm pretty sure. Or, no.
Which is too long.
Yeah,
but
2 hour is
Yeah.
146 minutes, so about 2:30. I guess including credits, it's probably like 2:20, but that's like 40 minutes too long.
I don't know. I'm just saying if you're out there, like, and you want to see a World War II movie or a World War One movie, I keep saying a World War One movie, I would watch something else. But if your friends or family is like, oh my God, I love War Horse, they might be wrong, but it to me had enough good in there that I would be like, no, don't, you can, you know, unless you've seen it and you already hate it, you can sit down and watch it with without feeling you're being tortured and you're like this is a low bar clearly, but I'm just saying like I enjoyed it for what it was. Was it great? No. Were parts terrible? Yes, absolutely. But I thought the performances were mainly good. I thought visually it was amazing. And I thought it did a decent enough job of having a good spread of World War One scenarios that it did give enough of a showcase of World War One to feel complete, even if it could have been way better. So I enjoyed it. I'm shocked.
Oh, God.
But I didn't hate it. So
Yeah.
what would y'all
I
rate it?
thought it was probably a bottom 5, if not bottom 3 Spielberg movie. I can't say it's worse than Ready
What's
Player
worse
One.
than this?
Ready Player One for sure.
Agreed. Also bloated.
Crystal Skull, I don't know. The first,
That's worse. That's
but like
worse.
I think
It's
the thing,
Oh my God, I watched
the
that like half
thing
a
with
year
like
ago.
Tintin and like Crystal Skull is that like it knows it's like like it's kind of like, you know, it's tongue in cheek. This movie is not tongue in cheek. It tries to play with your emotions like so much, but it doesn't work because the horse is like nothing. The horse is nothing, and like,
Okay, yeah.
and
Jesus
I'm sorry,
Christ.
Jeremy Irvine gives like the most handsome
Terrible.
nothing performance of all time. Like,
Yeah.
he's like,
But that's when I started liking it. He was no longer the main character.
but like
that's when I was
he's
like,
in the
"God,
movie for like
moving on."
an hour and a half at least. So I
Second part where he's in, I thought was more engaging. Besides the terrible worst scenes of the movie, but besides that, I
I'm
thought
sorry.
everything around it was a lot more engaging.
Like, I
So
think the
I'm
horse just
sorry,
ruins the
but
movie of a okay movie.
Jesus horse.
Jesus horse. That's not even that Jesus like.
Yes. If only he died. I'd give it a 5. Maybe it'd be a 6 with
Yeah.
if he if he sacrificed himself.
Yeah, I think a 5 is about right. I think it's well directed, well shot, but
I did
like
cinematography.
like those two aspects were used in the wrong way. So like I don't know.
I disagree. I think when a movie uses its cinematography,
Well, like
it can be over the top, but I didn't think it was artificial. It
yeah,
felt real, and that's what I liked about the cinematography.
like
Is it felt
real
realistic
as in
to me. I thought that
real
was the
environments or like
opposite.
real
No, I thought it
emotionally.
it felt real. It didn't feel artificial. I would count cinematography making you feel false emotions as if World War One specifically had gloomy weather the entire time because the situation was sad. And I like that they didn't do that. Some films
But
fall
like
into that trap of like being
it
so moody because
does
a thing
play
is dark.
like the mood of the weather affects the mood of the movie.
Yeah.
No, I
Yeah,
thought
like
the weather it
the
showed
ending
what
shot
they're fighting for.
when he's like fucking plowing the field in the rain to make you feel sad.
That wasn't at the end, though.
No, I'm talking about the
That wasn't to make
cinematography.
you feel
It
sad, though.
was.
That was to show that no, it wasn't.
It was
That was
like
to
the
show the
opposite of
challenge that
naturalistic.
he had to do this in
Yeah.
the rain.
It's
And it was
not.
by chance. They said, "Oh, there's"
It's like a
no, their
cartoon.
whole
It is
thing was
made
that
to.
rain
Yeah, exactly, like a
happened.
cartoon. Like that is the
Ruins their
most
crops.
generic
Like, it's
way to like introduce rain into the
no,
plot.
but that's a true thing that a lot of films don't address in that time period where it takes all these efforts to build crops, but they're very reliant
like
on the weather being good. If it rains a lot, their crops are gonna get destroyed.
like
I
it
don't think
rains.
that's emotional
It rains
manipulation.
at like the perfect time though to make you feel these emotions that just don't work because this horse is just nothing.
No, the only reason it
And
was
the
the
actor
perfect
is
time is
also
because
nothing.
they were growing crops. If you were growing crops at any time, and in World War One's economy, you needed constantly to grow crops. It didn't matter if the horse thing could have been taken out of the picture. They were poor.
Yeah, but
They
like it
already were poor.
rained at the exact
They
moment
needed
it
that
needed
crop.
to in the story.
Yeah.
Is what I'm saying.
It was very convenient.
Yeah, very convenient. And the cinematography also makes you feel more depressed in a way that manipulates you. And I think that
I didn't feel like it was depressing. I thought it could have been way more gray if they were trying to be like, "Oh, it's raining and you should feel sad." It would have looked way more gray and doom and gloom than it did, in my opinion. For rain, it didn't look like the gloomiest rain.
Well,
That's just all I'm
regardless,
saying.
I think I know why Kaminsky is Spielberg's cinematographer choice, and that's because he shoots exactly what he wants and the way he wants. And sometimes it works, and
You can't deny it didn't look
War of the
beautiful, that
Worlds.
film.
Yeah, I
I think
Like, at the
Tintin
end, when he goes back to the house,
has
It was
this
that's
like
bad
ear
interesting.
mystery.
cinematography, is emotional.
It doesn't
Cool,
like
this one's
Tintin
not.
doesn't play with your emotions with the cinematography.
Dramatic.
It like
It didn't have really good cinematography.
it
It looked
did.
bad. I didn't like the
What?
animation style.
Well, that's animation, but the
The-
lighting of the
It looked
movie was
weird.
like pretty good.
Yeah,
Like it had a good
the back,
mood
It was
the
to it.
fine, but
flashback.
it was, like,
Like
not
there's
it was
mood
fine, but it
With
and
the
could have
red
had better
emotional
raccoon.
mood.
manipulation, and this was emotionally manipulative cinematography. And I think at that point we're just gonna be looping in a circle. So agree to disagree.
Yep.
No,
I don't love War Horse. I don't even think it's
but
great. I
I
thought it would be
we were
absolute
already comparing the
trash.
cinematography between Tintin and War Horse, so I think we should probably move on to comparing the movies in general.
Yeah. Well, the transitions, they've got that going for them. I guess
Yeah.
transition singular in War
Yeah.
Horse.
It was a
But
pretty good
I will
shot,
say,
I must say.
I maybe I don't know, maybe we are being too harsh on it. I did like, in the middle of War Horse where
I
it
feel like
kind
it
of became
helped that y'all already
episodic.
bad and were like, "Oh, it just proved what I
Well,
thought." Meanwhile, I was
Well,
like,
I thought
you
I was
can't
gonna give
deny
this
the
a 1
experience
"That
I
out
didn't
of
on
had.
me 'cause
10,
I had high
and I'm giving this a
expectations."
5 out of 10 because I can't deny it's well directed and it has some good moments like Tom Hiddleston.
Yeah. I don't wanna lie and say, like, it had a really big emotional impact on me when
Oh, it didn't for me
Yeah.
either. Like,
Yeah, but like,
Good.
this is
I'm
not. I
sorry,
mean, I would have like.
it's just, I like. There's a reason why Spielberg's like a great director, but there's also
Is he with this?
what
Is he with this? I don't know. He
he
was. He was. He was a good
he
director. But
was.
why does he choose the
He
script?
likes
Like,
schmaltz.
why?
He likes schmaltz. E.T. is schmaltzy
Yeah, and it's
in a good
terrible.
Even the
way.
post is schmaltzy in
Jurassic
its own
World
way.
or
Good,
Jurassic
but
Park
overall,
is supposed to be like this horrifying disaster experiment, but he also
it's
adds schmaltz to it, and it works. You know, Schindler's List also schmaltzy, but like it works because like the movie is depressing, and like you need that Spielberg schmaltz to like
Mhm.
like move through the plot. But in this,
Well, I don't think you need. I don't think you need it. I don't think they needed any of these schmaltz moments. It was terrible. It dragged down the movie for no
I will
reason.
say, I
wait,
think
I'm like, just
what movie are you talking about? Sorry.
War Horse.
No,
but both of them.
oh,
I don't think either of them needed the schmaltz. I'm like, it was bad in both.
I don't know.
I just think
Maybe I'm
it
just
was.
anti-schmaltz. I hate schmaltz.
I guess maybe if War Horse had been animated, I would have been on board with it a little more.
I don't think that would have even
schmaltz was
made it
too over the
worse.
top.
Yeah,
I think
that
if
would have
it-
made it worse.
if it
I would have given it
leans-
like a 3.
it could have leaned
If it looked
into
like Tintin,
yeah.
but it was the War Horse movie, I would.
You got a horse like in
God.
Andy
Like-
Serkis's Animal Farm.
oh god, that would have been awful.
At least it would have been a
a
little
0
more
out of 10
compelling.
movie. I don't know.
I would have been.
Hey,
It would have been a train wreck.
I can't
would
deny
not
this
have been
movie
able to
is
take my eye.
not.
Go ahead.
Or I can't deny that this movie is well directed. Am I saying that right? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's well directed.
Mhm.
It's well shot. I don't think music's weak compared to Williams, but it's still John Williams, But I think
Soaring.
Tintin knows that the type of movie it is. War Horse tries to be something that it's not, which is why I think
Yeah.
Tintin works and War Horse doesn't.
Mhm.
I can agree on that. I
Yeah.
just didn't like what Tintin was
Yeah.
trying to be for that
Mhm.
rendition, but it
But-
was more
Yeah.
consistent.
It was also the
think-
runtime for me.
Yeah.
It threw me off of War Horse. Yeah.
And
I do think. Go ahead.
go ahead.
I was gonna say I think War of the Worlds is kind of an interesting example of him like trying not to be schmaltzy, at least like a little bit because of 9/11.
It kind of does at the end, when he.
That's true. The ending
have you
is
seen
kinda
War Horse or
silly.
War of the Worlds, Jack?
I have. I like it.
No,
I'm a
Jack.
big fan.
I think I did a long
Oh,
time
okay.
ago, but I wouldn't count
Yeah,
it.
but like
I don't
like at the end,
don't-
he somehow reunites with his like surviving family. But I think it works because like
Well, I might watch it. Don't
oh,
spoil it.
it's
Well, you just
typical
did, so
Spielberg.
whatever.
But, like I think
Yeah.
it works because like it's a post 9/11 movie. You need that kind of like hope
Mhm.
in the world.
Yeah. After
But, like,
such bleakness.
What hope did you need in War Horse? Because like Obama just got elected. Like his last like thing that he shot was like a new Obama ad, basically, or DNC ad, I think.
What are we talking about with Obama?
No, I'm talking about Spielberg. Spielberg had great hope for the country, and like this was not.
Okay.
Yeah, and yeah, this was
Not the
not
time.
needed at the
I
time.
like my films a little more nuanced, a little less cringe. Spielberg has made some good films, but there are other films that have not done it for me. Even though I'm kind of saying I liked War Horse, I still think it's because I had those low expectations. And I
guess
I
that's just a
I don't know.
tale
I'm gonna
of
stick by my rating 'cause I enjoyed it.
expectations.
It wasn't
Tale of two
great.
expectations.
Well, I thought. I mean,
Yeah.
but I'm just saying. Like, I feel like it's a lesson. Like, do not spread yourself over 2 films because a lot of the time
No,
it will not.
I
End
don't
well.
know. Like he did Jurassic Park and
Like he said,
Schindler's
Catch
List.
Me If You Can.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like those are 2 of his best
I
movies.
still
Like,
need to watch Schindler's List, but I'm not gonna say it. Probably,
wait,
it's
you were
probably a better war
complaining about the
movie than War
schmaltz in
Horses.
World Schindler's List, but you haven't seen it. What?
No, I haven't seen. I didn't.
No, you
complain
said
about the
in
schmaltz.
both. So
I'm saying
okay.
there's past.
Yeah, no, okay.
Maybe I was thinking of something else. I thought
said-
you were talking about earlier about the Leonardo DiCaprio
Oh.
Catch Me If You Can.
Okay.
And I said in E.T., but E.T. it worked for me. I'm just saying in past
Okay.
films. I didn't specifically. I've never seen Schindler's List.
No.
That doesn't seem like a film that would have a lot of smoke. You were talking about War of the Worlds.
Yeah.
Also, which I
No, but
haven't
like I
seen.
mentioned, okay, I'll talk about like Schindler's List a bit then.
Maybe I misheard
Yeah, so
something.
like I think Schindler's List like could have been like a
Don't spoil it though. I want to
horribly
watch
like
it.
depressing
So-
movie, but like I think with Spielberg at the helm, like it needed that schmaltz to like have like some hope, some semblance of hope. And I think he's the reason why that movie. He's the only person that could have made that movie, I must say. Which
Well, okay, I didn't know Schindler's List had smolts in it. That's not a great sign.
No,
I know
but,
it's
like-
so universally beloved that
I
I
mean,
bet it works.
yeah, it
somehow.
works. It really does work.
War Horse, it does
No,
not.
it doesn't.
But,
Yeah.
you know.
No, it does not.
Yeah,
And
but yeah, we'll see. Looking
Yeah.
ahead to Disclosure Day,
if it does feel a bit emotional, I must say,
mhm,
with how
mhm.
Josh O'Connor and Emily Blunt talk to each other, but hopefully it's good.
Yeah.
You know what was a perfect quote in the movie that sums up my philosophy with how I felt
What?
about War Horse? I might hate you more, but I'll never love you less.
Oh, no.
I forgot about that.
Because-
Oh my god.
Because it fits.
John Williams.
It
Oh my god,
fits
that's so
because of the
cringe.
fact that
Yeah.
it fits because with all the smoltzy and terrible moments, it made me like the film less, but it never affected what I liked about the film. It just was annoying that it was there
Yeah.
for me.
Well,
What do y'all think about that quote? I might hate you more.
that is
You
the
know,
epitome of
it's
this.
a testament. Yeah, it's a testament
go
to the
ahead,
movie that I
Dean.
remember exactly.
He kind of said it well, though.
Yeah, I remember
I thought.
exactly where that was in the movie.
He said it better than how
I
it
mean,
It's a
sounded.
it's Emily
testament.
Watson. It's Emily Watson. Like you can't deny
sells
she's a
it.
good actress. Yeah, great again in this year's Hamnet, I must say.
Hamnet,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
a better film than this.
a
let me
lot
tell
better.
You. That has smoltzy moments. That does have smoltzy moments that actually
Mhm.
work and actually is
Well-
consistent. Let me tell you that. That's a lot better for film.
I don't know.
than this.
Well,
Maybe.
anyways,
All right.
I think we set our pieces on these two movies.
Yes.
Let's see how they
This
did
is
at the box
probably-
office, shall we?
Oh, good idea. Good idea.
Oh, were you gonna say something, Dean?
Oh, wait. I had one more question
yeah.
that I forgot that I thought would be interesting, and I totally forgot.
Go ahead.
Why were both... I get he was working on it at the same time, but why were both movies released so close to each
Good
other?
question.
And was it a genius or a
Well,
dumb move?
one was released by Disney and the other was released by Paramount. So
Well, it said produced by
Yeah, but-
DreamWorks, and
no, but
think-
the people who release it determine the release date. Anyways,
anyways,
moving on.
So December
Semantics,
21st.
semantics.
No, this is actually the
Or-
Christmas weekend, 2011.
Oh wow.
So this would be the 23rd to the 26th.
I see.
What do you
I
think?
see.
Number one is neither of these movies.
Oh,
It
wow.
is actually another Paramount Pictures movie. Shocking
Oh, what?
that Paramount had a bunch of movies on here, and now they're kind of nowhere. So
Back in the old days.
yeah, this is part of a franchise, a very popular franchise. You could say that this one was revitalized.
Oh, I know what it is. Mission Impossible.
Yes, it
Rogue
is.
Nation.
Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol grossed
Yeah, I don't forget anything.
44
okay,
million.
except the law.
44 million.
Nice.
Released a week before.
I like that movie. It's a good movie.
Yeah. All right.
Pretty good.
Next one.
Wait, did I say Rogue Nation or was it
Oh, Ghost Protocol. Yeah, sorry.
I meant to say Ghost Protocol, the one in
Yeah.
Abu Dhabi, not Rogue Nation.
Okay.
In
That was
Dubai.
2015. Ghost
Yes,
Protocol.
it was
that's what I
Dubai.
meant.
Yes. This is a case where where animated director went to live action pretty well, I must say. Love me some
Mhm.
Brad Bird, despite what he did with Tomorrowland. Still, and I think there's some direction in there, but it's Tomorrowland, not Mission Impossible. Mission Impossible is a great movie. Anyways, number 2, 33 million or 31 million by Warner Brothers Studios. It is a sequel to a movie of a character that has been in the public consciousness since the days of Jack the Ripper.
Oh wow.
British character.
Um,
Not played by a British actor.
British made.
No, it is
Sherlock
American
Holmes.
made.
Oh,
A
Sherlock
Game of
Holmes.
Shadows.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. Released the week before, too. Alvin. Oh, whoops.
You just read it.
No, number 3. I just tried to guess the subtitle. It made $19 million. Distributed by Fox.
2011.
Yeah, 2011.
Oh, Girl with the Dragon
That is number
Tattoo?
4. Also made 19 million.
Nice.
Made 100 million less, or 100,000 less. Sorry, than this movie. No, actually, it's like 30 million less. Wow. But that released a week before, and Girl released on the 21st. So there's that. This is. I guess you didn't hear me, but this is based on a popular children's franchise featuring an iconic trio.
Iconic trio, you say?
Alvin and Chipmunks. You always
Yeah. Okay. I'm not sure if you got that part, but what's the subtitle? It has something to do with ships.
I don't care. Some ship. I don't know.
No, it's shipwrecked. Fitting title for Tintin.
Yeah.
All right. Guess which one of. Okay. Guess which movie made $15 million. I won't say the studio because that'll give it away. $15 million. Yeah, released this week. No, it is a movie that we talked about. So,
oh no,
which one is it? Which one made more money? Show him
I'm gonna go
the money.
$15 million.
Yeah, Tintin. Yes, Tintin made more than War Horse.
Oh,
thank you, Cuba Gooding Jr.
War Horse. War Horse was 7th, but it only had 2 days in the box office. So at the end, War Horse made more domestically, but Tintin,
period,
as Tintin made more money internationally, resulting in War Horse making $177 million, while Tintin made $374 million. So I guess a lot more people like Tintin than War Horse.
I mean, it makes sense. War Horse is a weird movie where it's for adults, but then it's also for little kids at the same time, and it doesn't know what it wants.
Apparently, it was.
Whereas Tintin is for little kids throughout.
Well, I mean,
except alcoholism.
I mean, it's European nature, kids. So blame the Europeans if you think that's strange. But anyway, War Horse was the highest-grossing World War I movie until Wonder Woman.
Oh.
Yeah.
Also featuring David Thewlis.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot.
He has the type.
I forgot he's even in Wonder Woman.
The Academy loved War Horse more because it gave 6 nominations, including Best Original Score, sound editing, sound mixing, art direction, picture, and cinematography, but not directing.
Cinematography, yeah. Everything else?
Tintin got 1 Oscar nomination for its score as well. But the Academy does not like animation, so that doesn't really say much.
What a shame.
Any final thoughts on these 2 movies before I close out?
Even though I liked War Horse, they both could have been better, and none of them truly had the sauce that I was looking for.
Yeah.
These concepts.
I can't say I'll be rushing to rewatch them. Although I'll definitely catch Tintin again when I'm in them.
I think Tintin has the action sauce, while War Horse has, I don't know, some sort of sauce that is lost in the sludge. All right. Well, thanks for listening to our first episode. Please comment, like, and share. If you want to reach us, connect us on social. We'll link it in the description. Or reach out to us on whenmoviesmetmovies@gmail.com. See you guys next week, where we're going to be talking about The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo and Shame. Have a look.
It's going to be real interesting. So
stay tuned. All right. Take care, folks. And see you on the next one.